Since finishing the first Escape from Tarkov book in the trilogy, some surprising discoveries have been made. And with a glance at what's to come in the second book, it's safe to say that the cult is far more important than I previously realized. I learned many new things about the cult and its motivations in the book Predator. And when the protagonist Dennis is about to visit an old friend who turns out to have secret dealings with the cult, he notices something odd on his way there. He hears screams from down the street, near his friend's apartment, and when he's about to visit the scene, he finds that not only has someone been killed, but their corpse has been desecrated and impaled on an iron fence. Then, I read this passage. Apart from the fresh corpse, there's nobody else on the street. Stepping carefully out of the front door, and with my gun at the ready, I quickly crossed the road. Throwing a glance at the corpse, I see that on the fence, just a little to the left of where he's hanging, strange symbols have been scrawled using something dark. They seem both very familiar, but also completely incomprehensible. After this, Dennis is captured by some cultists that Mishka was consorting with. So these strange markings are clearly the same sigils and markings that we see around marked rooms and other cultist locations. But what is odd is that Dennis found these symbols to be familiar. But why? Why would a middle management systems administrator for the Terragroup Corporation find these markings and symbols to be familiar? Upon closer investigation, a potentially massive discovery may be just within our grasp. It's no doubt that Dennis has seen the documents and letterheads that bear the logo for Terragroup Labs. If we look closer at this logo, we can see it follows a very simple design. 3 triangle shapes plus the L in Labs to form a very simple diamond shape. But now let's look at the cultist marking. It comes in a few different forms. Some appear as a simple S shape or perhaps a lightning bolt, but some markings were drawn with a little more care, and although it seems to be slightly stylized, it appears to be 2 triangles, 1 upright and 1 inversed. If you simply delete the L in the Terragroup Labs logo and remove 1 triangle, you have something that is extremely similar to the cultist marking. This is why Dennis found the marking so familiar, but also strange at the same time. But what does this mean? Based on this new evidence, the cult and Escape from Tarkov may very well have clear connections to Terragroup Labs. But why? As evidenced in several missions relating to Sanitar, we know that human testing was going on inside Terragroup Labs. Could the cultists be escaped or former test subjects, their minds completely twisted by the inhumane practices within the labs, or their personalities scrambled by various drug concoctions? Another possibility is that they are former employees of the lab, who have been driven insane by whatever horrific tasks they were forced to perform while employed there. The lab was under constant armed guard by USEC, and perhaps some were forced, even at gunpoint, to conduct experiments on living human beings against their will. Over time, this drove them to madness, and they began to enjoy their depraved labor. And then there's the interest the cult takes in anything related to Terragroup. In the Predator book, Dennis is interrogated by the local cult leader, and they seem very much interested in the fact that he worked for the Terragroup Corporation. After freeing himself from the cultists, Dennis finds a chain with a multitude of flash drive memory sticks attached to it that he looted off the body of the cult leader. After looking into these drives, he finds extensive Terragroup logs, and also that these drives can be used as keys to unlock various areas that once belonged to Terragroup. And at the end of each of these logs, Dennis discovers that whoever had input all of this information ended each log with the same sentence that the cultists muttered to themselves over and over: "They are already here." I've already begun to read the second book in the trilogy, and before doing so, I quickly skimmed through a few pages to see if anything stood out to me. The cult will become a major player in the events to come, and needless to say, we will absolutely be learning more about them. And now it's time to hear your theories. Do you think that the cult within Tarkov has a connection to Terragroup? Or do you think that they are just mindless zealots that can't cope with the calamity and destruction around them? Post what you think in the comments below. I can't wait to share my findings with you as soon as I finish the second book. and you can count on a full review as well as more Tarkov theory videos soon. But until then, I'm Jeff with EUL Gaming. Good luck out there.